Hi, I'm Robert Hawking. My father had ALS. Welcome to this wine tasting.
Hi, I'm Katrina Hawking. I'm the volunteer coordinator for the ALS Association Evergreen chapter. For over 20 years, this organization has helped thousands of families affected by ALS in Washington, Idaho, Montana, and Alaska. And during the pandemic, the Evergreen chapter is working to keep patients and caregivers safe by delivering care services, support groups, and access to multidisciplinary ALS clinics virtually. And our fundraising and advocacy events are taking place online as well.
So welcome to this third virtual wine tasting in support of the ALS Association Evergreen chapter. We've kind of been feeling our way doing these wine tastings, not having done them before. So this one is going to be, as it's summer, or sometimes it seems to be summer and it tends to stop and start being summer around here a bit. We're going to have an all-white tasting. Now in our previous tastings we've had a couple of fairly common white combinations that I've liked. Those were the Riesling and the Sauvignon Blanc. In this tasting we're trying something a little bit different. We're going to be doing things that are all fairly uncommon grapes, and so we'll see how we get on. So our first tasting is an Albario from Natchez Vineyard 2019. It's in the Natchez Heights AVA. So this one, the first thing notice is just a slight bit of pétillance, which is a very, very slight bit of bubbles that you sometimes get in white wine. It's a little bit of, sometimes it's from a little bit of extra fermentation.
I really like my wine with bubbles.
And it has a quite a saline nose. It's lively, got quite a lot of acidity, sort of a little bit of taste of lemon. Go very well with seafood. Be in a nice summer quencher, I think.
Yeah, it is really nice to drink it quite cold. It's got a little bit of minerally.
Yeah.
Tiny bit of minerally flavor to it. I like that. So Robert and I started doing these wine tastings back in April. We were supposed to be attending the Uncorked event in Richland, Washington, and that had to be postponed because of the pandemic, but we decided that we would try something new. We still wanted to support the ALS Association Evergreen chapter, so we decided we would try an online wine tasting, and it turned out that we really enjoyed doing them. They're a lot of fun to do, and we hope that you're enjoying watching them. We also discovered that we can do a lot of things online that we didn't realize that we could do online, and in May, shortly after our second wine tasting event, I participated in the National ALS Association Advocacy event. And during this event, which is normally hosted in Washington, D.C., it happened online this year, and more than 600 ALS advocates participated in over 300 virtual meetings with members of Congress. And if you're interested in becoming an ALS advocate yourself, I'll include the information and I'll link to our policy page in this video.
So just going back a bit to the first wine, when I received this bottle actually I got it as being in a wine club from the tasting room down in Pike Place. I had never actually encountered an Albario from in North America before, so that's a grape that usually grows in northwest Spain in Galicia, where it goes a lot with their food that has a lot of seafood in it. But now moving on to our second wine. Our second wine is Theophilus Vineyard's 2016 Symphony, and it's from the Yorkville Highlands in Mendocino County, California. So this is our first wine that we've been in our tastings from California. The producer of this is a woman called Theodora Lee. She is one of the few black owners of a winery, so it's an interesting one. So when I first came across this, when I saw Symphony, I thought that was just the name of some sort of blend of wines that, you know, a brand that but actually it's a grape. It's a not very common grape. It's a grape that is a cross between Grenache Gris and Muscat of Alexandria.
Show the label. This one has the most amazing label. I'm going to show a close-up of the label in the video because I like this one. Robert is slightly annoyed that I often choose wines based on how much I like the label.
So it's got a very pungent aroma.
That's delicious.
And you know, there's a flavour that kind of bounces around your mouth here, and it's quite. I was trying to work out what the flavour is. The best I've come up with is lemongrass. So Muscat of Alexandria is a grape that's usually used for sweet wine, and what I managed to find out about Symphony is that often Symphony is made slightly off dry. This one is actually a dry one. But yes, this and again is a nice one that for being outside on a warm sunny day.
It's really unusual.
Mm-hmm.
It tastes herbal, or I'm not even sure what to call it, but it's not as sweet as I expected.
Mm-hmm.
So the next event that we have coming up is August 15th, and that's the Silver Lining Gala. The gala has already been postponed from the spring, but unfortunately we think that it's still going to be unsafe to get together in a large group in August. And this is especially true for people who are living with ALS to avoid exposure to the virus. So we've transitioned to a 100% virtual event, and the Silver Lining is now that anyone can attend from anywhere in the chapter or beyond. So wherever you're watching this wine tasting video from, you can also join us at the gala on August 15th at 6 p.m. And you can join by cell phone or tablet or computer or any device near you, and I'll include the registration information in the video. Absolutely.
So there's a little snack to help clear the planet, and because it's summer, I've actually got some fresh peas and greens, and these are actually all from our garden planted by Katrina, and I put a little bit of olive oil and lemon juice on top of it.
Are all the greens out of the garden too?
Yeah.
Oh, so this is one of our first harvests then from our garden. And we also have a lovely little flock of chickens, so we're really making the most of staying at home with our farming in the backyard, and maybe one of the chickens can join us for a further wine tasting.
I'm dubious of that.
Robert does not think that the chickens belong indoors for any kind of events, but they're out back and they're absolutely lovely.
So on to our third and final wine. One of the things about choosing somewhat more obscure grapes is it's a little bit harder to find the wines. I mentioned how I got the first one. The second one I actually got by going to the site for the vineyard and for the producer and ordering from them. This one this bottle I actually picked up from Downtown Spirits in Seattle. And so our third wine is Old Vine Chenin Blanc, Columbia Valley 2019. The Chenin Blanc is a grape that originated in the Loire Valley of France, and the main places in the world that it's grown these days are the Loire Valley of France and South Africa. And it can be grown in a variety of different styles. So I actually didn't drink Chenin Blanc for quite some time. I had some Washington Chenin Blanc a long time ago and decided I didn't like it. It was a budget one and I decided I didn't like it. So this is going to be my opportunity to get back into Washington Chenin Blanc. I recently have had a Loire Valley one, which was a rich off-dry one, and a South African one, which was a budget South African one, which was bone dry, both of which were very nice. Again, a fresh aroma, but it's a little. This one has a much richer taste than the other two, though it's still a dry wine. It sort of tastes of quince and honey, but not in a sweet way.
It's a really unusual flavor.
Mm-hmm. So the producer for this is in Woodinville, and I think it comes from various plots. The grapes come from various plots in the Columbia Valley region, including the Yakima Valley.
It's a really nice hot weather wine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and all of these wines we've had today will go well with food, including with seafood, and I think that also Southeast Asian influenced foods.
I think that this one would taste nice with some spicy food. It would hold up well to Thai.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking that it would taste nice with some pad Thai or some curry. Well, I hope that you have enjoyed this virtual wine tasting, and we encourage you to support the ALS Association Evergreen chapter by making a donation. You can donate at www.alsa-ec.org, and we also hope that you will attend the Silver Lining Gala on August 15th and encourage your friends to attend as well. Attend virtually. It'll be a great chance to hear more about how the Evergreen chapter is helping families in your community, and there'll be plenty of interesting auction items as well.
And we're actually considering whether we can do something related to one of these tastings as an auction item. So stay tuned, and hopefully we can provide some more details in our next tasting.
So we'll have our next wine tasting coming up in July, and you'll hear more about an auction item that we hope that we'll be able to offer. And we really hope that you have enjoyed this wine tasting. Stay home, stay safe, and protect one another. Thank you for watching.
Thanks very much.
Okay, I'll have more of the Albario.